and one I knew from later was, obviously Scarface is one of the best at doing that. And then somebody I don't think gets a lot of credit of it, but that does it well is Project Pat as well. Like, he'll show you the downside of the game in a hurry. And
Right.
especially, those guys being from the South as well, I think it's important to highlight, showcase, and acknowledge that there's a lot of deep thinking going on in the second rap because
Right.
it's very pervasive if people actually listen to it, as you're well aware.
If they really process it, they'll know. You could tell some kids, did this, I ran the bank, I ran off with millions. No one saw me. I'm spending it right now. I got a hot tub full of girls. Life is great. I'm gonna do it again. And that's just, it may be true to somebody somewhere, but there's a kid that might risk it all, not knowing the downside of thinking about going rob this bank. Or, you know what I'm saying? I just think that once you realize you got a voice, it's wise to give all aspects, and they can determine on themselves, you know what I'm saying? But that's crazy. Scarface, you hit it on the nose. Project Pat, they did it as well. So you hit it on the nose. Wow.
Okay. So, given that was, going from Big Boy to then to No Limit, what did being on that label show you about the game that helped you when you made the move to No Limit?
Being on Big Boy Records, what it allowed me to do on No Limit Records was continue to be a team player. I did some writing on Big Boy Records that I didn't get credit for on some things, but it just allowed me to go be a bigger team player, help out where I can, and it's all about making the big records. If we can all pitch in, let's do that. And if I got the marketing and promotion to get behind me, the people could determine on themselves whether they liked this artist or they liked the music, And when I got No Limit, I don't know, bro. I guess I just blinked and went ape shit. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, I never left the studio. I know when I got No Limit, I stayed up for 5 days straight.
Wow. On a regular basis?
No, just one time. When I first got there, I was up 5 days straight because I just didn't want to miss anything. Other cats left. When the producers come in, they were taking shifts. I was just sitting with the next producer. You know what I mean? I was just geeked up for thought of being full of fumes. Just, man, like I could change my tomorrow. I could help my mom financially. I could help us out. I could help my family. I could, you know what I mean? Like, I was working so much, I didn't even think about shit like transportation and shit. You ever been so consumed with your job and so young, you ain't even thinking about, you can't even picture what you having a car look like.
No, I know. Like, when you're doing something and you're focused on it, the rest of the world goes away. I've been there myself, man. Like, I know.
I just lost it, man. P didn't mind me being there. P didn't mind me getting on a gang of songs. I felt like I just got in a draft or some shit, and he automatically got me on the field and was like, let's show these coaches what I got you for, And that's what we did. And then I got a chance to see also doing a song and without having internet all over it just yet, seeing what happens as soon as you release that shit, it gets to the world and they want it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
That was powerful. You talking about messed me up? That was powerful. To get on make them say and it's to the rest of the world now. You know what I'm saying? That messed me up. That totally messed me up. And it felt longer, but I only had like a 3-year run with No Limit Records.
Yeah.
I was recently on tour. I went on tour on the No Limit Reunion tour, And this guy was, he came, he sat down, we was having a drink, and he said, yeah, man, when did you get off No Limit? And I said, like 99. He said, what? He said, you gotta, he said, oh my fuck, he said, that tells me what type of individual you are. This is somebody in 2020 probably thought I was still signed. You know what I'm saying? Right. So I was like, nah, I just didn't see the logic of talking. Like I seen so many things go bad trying to explain yourself. And in my mind, it always plays out to if something is not right in the music business, like he who has the microphone is the only person they're gonna hear. So I just
or the one with the contract.
Oh, the one with, you're so right, the one with the contract. So I just never said nothing. I just like, I'm not even doing this to myself.
Right.
I'm not doing this to myself. I'm not going to do this. And but when I got to the limit, I just seen, man, Big Boy Records was already a change for me to talking about going from almost nothing to something in a rap career. But when I got to No Limit, I really enjoyed the family and orientation of being around people that wanted to work with each other, that genuinely enjoyed working, and having the variety of producers, that those guys were selfless in the production to let me put together those 2 #1 on Billboard projects that I released. That's On Their Family and Street Life. And to this date, man, not only do I feed myself off of it, I got connections and relationships with people through music, whether they're fans or just colleagues that couldn't be replaced with money. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'll be forever grateful.
So speaking of relationships, when you were on Big Boy, did you work with or get friends with or already know like Mystical and KLC, or was that only at No Limit?
Yeah, believe it or not, I knew KL when I was on Big Boy, but it was more just for as him being a local DJ at a club called Rumors. Club Rumors. KL was a DJ there. So I go see him from time to time with an artist I was working with by the name of Devious. And Devious was partnered up with a brother of mine by the name of Musa. So we go see KLC at, Rumors, you know what I'm saying? Reaching my vinyl, you heard me? And he'll play the joint, show us some love, and we'll get out of there. But I didn't meet KL for us to really, really chop it up until I started going to his basement where he was producing, and I might have went there with one person. And for some reason, I can't even recall when we was first introduced, but me and KLC was inseparable when it came to the studio. You know what I mean? Like, inseparable. I gotta be one of the main reasons why my projects were what they were. Because we just made so much big music with each other. We just fit hand in glove. You know what I'm saying? Mr. Womp Womp, Talking Like I Bring It, War for Reason, Waiting on God, Live Me Long, Break Something to Make. I mean, it's endless things. And I think we just were studio kids, man. We just loved to impress each other and make something new and keep making something new. But man, KL started letting me come up there to No Limit Studios with him. Like, tell me, come with me, Mia had already introduced me to No Limit by putting me on her album, Me and Mac. She came and got me and Mac.
And that was on Ladylike.
On Ladylike. She came and got me and Mac, and that messed me up. Mia was like, I want to put you and Mac on my album. I like, for real? Like, dope. She came, got me. I felt like I was meeting the mob's mom or something. She had this cat named Bush. Corey Bush came, got me, and came and got me, and I went and met at a grocery store. She was already shopping. You know what I'm saying? Like some mob shit, surreal. You know what I'm saying? I walk up to her. He's like, Mia, this is Fiend. She's like, hey, how you doing? She's, reaching for vegetables. You know what I'm saying? I ain't about to kiss the ring or what. You know what I'm saying? So I'm walking and talking with her, such a beautiful spirit, such a beautiful soul. And she's like, yeah, I'm gonna get you on my album. I just wanted to talk to you and let you know what the song is about. I'm gonna get you and Mac on the song. And we already working with Cain and Abel. So she's like, I get you on the song. So she got us on this joint, and it was dope. And next thing you know, I went out there. KL was like, you can come out there with me. KL realized I stayed around the corner from him. Crazy, right?
Location,
and when I was
location.
location. So picture this here. I used to walk to school every morning, right? Going to high school or going to middle school, and I see flyers on the street poles, you know, the light poles, right? Performing Mystical Mike. That was his name, Mystical Mike. You know what I'm saying? With DJ KLC, you know what I'm saying? 3-9 Posse. So I saw these guys' names, and I'd be rapping on my mom's porch or my buddy Damien porch. And the reality was, I didn't know they was around the corner. That, you know what I'm saying? So I see the flyers, and I tell KL all the time, driving to Baton Rouge, where the No Limit studio had resided. And I was like, bro, I did not know y'all was around the corner. You know, I did not know y'all was around the corner. So man, then K moved closer around the corner from me. He was maybe 3 blocks at first. Now he's like less than half a block.
Wow.
So every morning I had to pick him up. Every morning, or he'd pick me up. Well, he had a truck then. I didn't have transport. So I ride with him in his Suburban, man. We ride out there listening to music. We go to the record stores to get new CDs that came out.
Go to Peaches?
What? Peaches, Odyssey Records. You heard me? What's some other joints? We go in these stores and we get these new releases just to get a snare off a new Missy Elliott released album that Timbaland left wide open. You know what I'm saying? We go get this B-side of a vinyl, something in blunts, with a cushion blunts with Dr. Dre or something.
Diamond, Stunts, Blunts, and Hip Hop, Diamond D?
Oh, wow, Diamond D digging in the crates, old boy. You know what I'm saying? Like, we would go get this type of stuff for a snare, for a kick.
Okay.
You know, and sample it.
Sipping Blunts and Tanqueray, that one?
Sipping Blunts and Tanqueray, thank you. Oh, wow, Soren, wow. Yeah, bro, that beat, I'm going to go find that instrumental and rap on that song just on GP, just for hip-hop, just for hip-hop, you dig? But we go get this type of stuff. We go record shopping, finding all of these different bits and pieces of inspiration. And, you know, he'd have to build those sounds. He'd make his drums. He wasn't using the drums that came with the Roland 8. He wasn't using the sounds, that came with the Akai drum machine. He was making his own. I'm going to take this snare. I'm going to take this kick. I'm going to take this from Earth, Wind & Fire, this horn piece right here. You know what I'm saying? And that type of creativity gave No Limit this ill production sound that Percy Miller, Mystical, myself, Silk, C, Mia, Mama there, Peter, you know what I'm saying? Made us sound good on these tracks. And to this day, man, I guess you could call it like a cult fan base, because as much as it's known in the Tank and P and things like that, it's still underground as far as the publicity of, you know.
It's this will be much later in the interview, but this is it's like some of your other collaborators, the most known unknown, you know, with 3-6.
Right, the most known unknown, man. Wow. Right.
In the beginning, hip-hop was ruled by the East Coast. Then the West Coast rose to prominence thanks to gangster rap. Hip-hop changed the world. Gangster rap changed the narrative.
I'm representing for the gangsters all across the world.
And then changed the world again.
Cause I'll come and take your life away.
The history of gangster rap features unheard stories, unseen photos and documents, all with exclusive interviews from the founders and players who shaped gangster rap.
I think a real gangster rapper has to scare you a little bit.
The history of gangster rap written by veteran rap journalist Soren Baker. In stores now.
Yo, what up? This is DJ Quick. Be sure to pick up my homeboy Soren Baker's book, The History of Gangster Rap, if you really want to know what we do.